weather update. It's 10 o'clock on March 23rd, 2024, and a very rainy Saturday. However, at least we did it did end, at least in western parts of Long Island. By the evening, by around 5, 6 o'clock, it started tapering off, and you can see here, this is what it looked like on the satellite here. You can see the storms kind of, yeah, a little bit hung up here. There's another little wave along it, but that's just gonna maybe give us clouds. But other than that, you can see clearing to the west as this storm system moves away, finally. And we'll take a look at it on the CONUS view. Now look at that. You can see that tropical feed all the way down. There it is. Look at that. And just push this to 60. So you get an idea what it looks like in the daylight. Again, just look at all that tropical moisture just coming right from the tropics. And just curious about lightning. So we're going to take a look at this because a lot of lightning activity offshore, though. I don't think we had any thunderstorms. I didn't see any lightning over us, though. Certainly we had some heavy rain today. And we're going to look back at the radar, what it looked like around 4. Worst of it hit right around 3, 4 o'clock. You can see those reds that went over our area. Look at that. I mean, that's incredible. This is the radar from before. Look at that. The reds and very heavy rain. Very heavy rain. Really pouring. I mean, even in here, you could see here. And for us, it was starting to lighten up a little bit. And you can see by 6, 7 o'clock, it was starting to dry up in Nassau, still pouring out east. And then it slowly moved away. So we'll take a look at what we got here on the AccuWeather radar as well. So you can see the rain is now, basically it's pouring now over New England and up in Maine. Very heavy snow up there into Maine. I'm sure the power outages might be adding up, so let's look at that. Oh, yeah. So we do have a lot of power outages. Upstate New York looks like some areas. Albany County hit very hard by power outages. Rensselaer County also hit by a lot of power outages as well. Again, this is the kind of heavy wet snow that's going to cause outages. Maine also seeing a lot of power outages as well, where they're getting snow. So let's talk about the rainfall totals that we have from the National Weather Service right now. And you can see some areas really in Connecticut, Fairfield County, 3.5 inches of rain. That's insane. New Haven County, Prospect, 3.63 inches of rain. So areas like Milford also 3.15. You can see where that red was on the radar. That's where the heaviest rain was. So a lot of 3+ inch amounts in coastal Connecticut. In New Jersey, also Bergen County hit hard. Hasbrook Heights 3.78 inches. Teterboro Airport 3.28 inches. Fairlawn 2.94 inches. In Hudson County. Harrison 3.77 inches. That's almost 4 inches of rain. Passaic County at Charlottesburg Reservoir 2.88 inches. At Newark Airport 3.09 inches. In the Bronx, they got over 3 inches as well. In Brooklyn, 3.16 inches there. Nassau County, look at this. East Meadow, 3.84 inches. Syosset, 3.80 inches. Great Neck, 3.78 inches. Hicksville, 3.37 inches. So over 3 inches for a lot of Nassau County. North Massapequa, 3.03 inches. Wantaw, 2.75 inches. In Central Park, 3.66 inches of rain. That's got to be a record. Incredible. There's a lot of tropical moisture, and it came down in a very short amount of time. Putnam County, Putnam Valley, 3.77 inches. Kew Gardens Hills, 3.50 inches. Staten Island, 3.32 inches. Stony Point, 2.66 inches. And Suffolk County, 3.70 inches of rain at Fort Salonga, Northport 3.50 inches. So the North Shore of Suffolk getting a lot. 3 inches in Stony Brook, Farmingdale, and Upton around 2.40 inches. Islip 2.29 inches. Selden 2.13 inches. And a little less as you head further south and east. Westchester also seeing 3+ inch amounts on the rainfall. So this is incredible. Portchester 3.76 inches. Really incredible. So we do have flood warnings in effect along the rivers because of all this rain. And we also have a wind advisory. They finally got around to issuing that. But just, pretty crazy amounts of rainfall considering. And if we look at the climate statistics now for the day, see islip now. Islip has recorded that record of 1.40, which is now more than that. That's a record for the day. But Central Park, they got 3.43 inches of rain. That's a record for the day as well. They've gotten 8 inches of rain so far at Central Park. It's crazy how much rain has fallen this month. It's absolutely insane. Newark has gotten 2.97. So everybody pretty much set record rainfall amounts. Bridgeport also set record. But some of these numbers came in earlier. So it'll be interesting to see how the month tallies up with all the rain that we've gotten. But, I mean, it's just pretty crazy. As far as our temperatures today, high of 52, low of 40, puts us 4 degrees above normal at Islip. And Central Park, high of 50, low of 39, puts, well, that's right around average for Central Park. But just crazy amounts of rain we're talking about here. Absolutely insane amounts of rain, considering. So let's go to the map now and take a look at some of our observations. And you can see we got some pretty strong winds out there. Top of Stony Brook Hospital gusting to 54. Temperatures have dropped quite a bit from what it was earlier. 37 at Islip. We got the north-northwest wind at 31, gusting to 40. And they've so far gusted to 44 miles an hour. Looking at the day, you'll see that when that heavy rain came in, this is we got that heavy rain as we got toward the afternoon. Temperatures went up into the 50s. We had some pretty strong easterly winds as well being reported. Heavy rain from 2. So let's see how much rain was gotten between that period. Probably, I'm trying to figure out, almost an inch an hour. Almost rainfall rates of an inch an hour. That's pretty incredible right there. That's pretty incredible. So you can see how that temperature goes up there, right there. Now it's dropping as we get into the cold front. So temperatures have dropped into the 30s. Let's take a look at the precipitation on this map here, and we'll go for a 24-hour precipitation total. So this will show everything on the map here. And you can see where the higher amounts were. And again, Nassau County, really getting to see a lot of those higher amounts, 2 and 3 inches of rain. 3.17 at Hauppauge there, so a little less as you get further out east, but still pretty respectable until you get out to the Forks. That seemed to have gotten gypped a little bit. They've gotten only about an inch. I say only an inch and a quarter, but some of the other areas you could see. Look at that. Some of this, they're 4.28 in Syosset. We don't know if that's a lot of rain, man. 4.23. So some areas might have gotten over 4 inches of rain out of this storm, which is pretty incredible. And you can see Connecticut also dealing with these really, really high amounts of rainfall here. 3 inches plus of rain. This is insane, the amount of rain that has fallen here. And then in Jersey, too, also getting hit. So this is southwestern New Jersey. Voorhees, we got a 4-inch amount there. 3.43 in Columbus. Around Toms River, 2.272. So they got a pretty respectable amount of rain there as well. 3.02 in Jackson. I mean, this is crazy, these rainfall amounts. Absolutely insane to see. And you can see these really high rainfall amounts stretch all throughout the whole Northeast here. And these up here is not going to show rainfall. It's going to show snowfall. But you can see that's what they've got in liquid equivalent. Now that has to be converted off to snow, which I don't think this does snowfall. I'm kind of curious as to how much snow they've gotten in Maine so far. So we're going to look at that next. We'll have to go up to the Maine Weather Office and see what they've got up there. I'm just curious. Places like Millinocket or whatever. Let's see. Oh, they've got some freezing rain and freezing fog and snow. Well, 20 degrees, that's a pretty powdery snow. Let's see what the weather service, this will be the Caribou Maine Weather Office. Let's see how much snow they've gotten so far. I don't know what they've. I'm kind of curious to see how much snowfall they've gotten, but there's nothing here about snowfall amounts. Look at that. That's incredible there. And you can see it's absolutely pouring to beat the band over there. No link to snowfall amounts. That's nice. So I'm really curious about how much snow they've gotten, but they don't have a link to it, so I guess we just don't know what the amount of snowfall that they are. I don't understand why they don't have a link to snowfall amounts. It's unbelievable. Let's go to the Albany Weather Service. If you're curious what they got up in Albany. Maybe Albany has some snowfall. All right. Nope, that's... Nobody has any snowfall maps. Are you kidding me? I mean, seriously, I want to know how much snow fell. It's like they don't want you to find out the information. Well, it's a Saturday night. I'm not going to bother with it. We'll look at it tomorrow night, all right? The storm is still ongoing. So let's look at what it was like today outside. And, well, actually, I want to look at the highs, too. So let's go to the highs. High temperatures. Just the high temperatures today. I'm curious if it got any warmer in Jersey. It did get up to the mid-50s, but generally everywhere pretty much at the 50s. Lows, not going to be too much variation here, up at 30s. So let me show you what it looked like outside today. And I actually did go out today because the rain stopped early enough. I got into the tail end of the rain. It seemed like it was taking its time ending, but it did finally end after 5 o'clock. But you can see here the clearing. It's taken from the train. You can see the clearing all the way to the west there. You can see a little bit of clearing. Interesting look. And then I wanted to check out the falls, which you saw in the beginning of this video. And look at that. I mean, that's the falls there in Wantar. Just nuts. The amount of high water that lake has is pretty incredible. And there's a lot of wind out there, too, so that wasn't an easy photo to take. And this is the sky again, kind of the clouds kind of breaking up a little bit. You can see here. And Rockville Center still doing for a little bit less busy, but you can see the puddles from all the rainfall. So let's talk about what the weather the next 48 hours, shall we? And we're going to look at the HRRR model for that. Let's go to the HRRR and look at the 0Z. So the precipitation is done. The storm moves out. And we're left with a breezy and dry day tomorrow, as well as for Monday. We're going to have to watch this storm offshore. You see this storm here. We're going to have to watch this storm and see what it does, because it may throw some clouds our way, perhaps. It's very hard to predict exactly where those clouds might wind up, but it's one of those situations where you got the high, got everything kind of stuck in place, the high over New England, this low's trapped here. So we'll have to see what happens with that, but that's going to result in, as I spoke about last night, that northeast wind that could cause coastal flooding concerns. And I'm just curious about the rivers and lakes map before I go on to the forecast. There was one more thing I wanted to cover here and see if we have any in flood stage. Oh, we do have a lot in flood stage. Okay, so the Bronx River is in a moderate flood stage right now. We've got the Millstone River in a moderate flood stage. I'll with this a little bit here so you can see that. Toms River's okay. Yeah, it's going up, but it's not in a flood stage. Most of the rivers inland are where we're seeing the flooding. Millstone River, that's going to go into a major flood. So a lot of these rivers in New Jersey, as well as Westchester, Saddle Rock. Nothing on Long Island so far in a flood stage yet. These are tidal gauges. We don't have a whole lot along rivers, unfortunately, on Long Island. You see Connecticut also, Housatonic, also up there as well. So we're going to see a lot of river flooding. And actually, I do see some other river flooding in New Jersey. Metinedecock is in an action stage. So it's near flood stage. And it looks like some of these, like the Manasquan, might reach flood stage as well. We'll have to see if some of that affects the Toms River as well, because it very well may. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, it's pretty impressive amount of rainfall. So we'll look at the skies and what's going to happen. Now, every model has its own opinion on the skies. We'll do 17Z. So we'll look at Long Island, and you'll see here it's showing actually clear skies. The HRRR is pushing those clouds away and showing mostly sunny skies across the entire area tomorrow, it looks like. So it's pushing those clouds out to sea. Now, for Monday, we may have more of an issue with it. So Monday, let's see what we got Monday. Yeah, we'll see Monday. I see the lines are closer together over Long Island. Let's see about Jersey. further apart in Jersey. Wow, look at that spread there. That's so. Let's look at the dew points and wind flow here on the HRRR. So it kind of illustrates the wind flow we're going to be getting. So you can see the northeast winds that we'll be getting tomorrow. On Monday, HRRR thinks they turn maybe a little more east-northeast, perhaps. That's why we may throw in some more clouds on Monday, perhaps, especially over Long Island. But it should be a mostly sunny day tomorrow, it looks like, according to this. And you see the air is fairly dry. Though this is an Arctic air, the coldest air stays up in eastern Canada. Let's look at the temperatures here. And you'll see that the temperatures will drop tonight below freezing, probably to upper 20s to around 30. And then tomorrow it's going to be pretty chilly. Highs only in the low to probably mid 40s, maybe low 40s on Long Island, a little cooler. And tomorrow night, again, with the breeze, I don't think we see radiational cooling. It'll probably drop down to around the freezing mark. And then for Monday, similar temperature range, I think, mid 40s, mid to upper 40s. So we'll be below normal for the next 2 days. Let's go and look at some of the other models when it comes to the skies, because obviously we have disagreements in the models when it comes to that. So let's go to the GFS next, because the GFS has a different idea on the skies. So this is the GFS here showing at 12Z Sunday. You can see it's got Long Island in the clouds, New Jersey away from the shore, mostly sunny. And then as we get into Monday, similar kind of arrangement here. Maybe his cloud shield moves a little bit to the east, but it has, look at that. It looks like it's got an eye in that storm. We're going to have to watch that offshore storm, and we will watch it. Things will get interesting, I think, as we head more into tomorrow night and Monday with that. But you see here for, it's showing for Monday, more or less in the way of clouds. It moves it a little further east. That's the GFS. So we have to, have some kind of question marks here as far as this. It's going to be a fine line between the cloud shield and the clear sky, because the storm is going to get kind of hung up, and then it's going to redevelop offshore. So let's go to the RGEM. That'll be our next model to look at. RGEM shifts more of the clouds further east, though it does have some over eastern Long Island, clear over New Jersey. For Monday, it backs some of the clouds, maybe into Long Island, maybe a little bit, but not too much. So both days look like they should feature a good amount of sunshine. It's not until we get to Tuesday that's when we'll have to deal with more clouds. But right now, that's what it looks like on these two models. And the NAM also is the latest NAM, and it's also pushing it further to the east. Has the clouds pretty much over the east end, pretty much. And then if you're in Jersey, you don't have any clouds at all to worry about. So that's pretty much what it looks like. So it should be a nice couple of days after all that rain, so we can dry out. And there will be some flooded areas if you're planning on going out hiking. If you're in a wet area, if you're in a dry desert-like area, that'll dry up pretty quick. So those, if you want to go out hiking, stick with the desert-like areas. Those desert-like areas. So where you can find them. So anyway, that's going to wrap up this Long Island weather update. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.